Okay, looks like we are live. So, hello everybody. I'm just gonna lower the volume on my tunes here a bit. So, Unreal Engine stream. Woo! So what we're doing today is answering a few questions. So we're gonna start up by making a character that can move around the screen, and then we're gonna start answering a couple questions I've been given regarding snapping objects, camera movement, and network saving. So we're gonna escalate quite quickly there. But we're gonna start up by making just a very simple character that we can move around the screen. So we're just gonna go through, set up our input settings, and do a very simple baked in movement. So axes mapping, we want a walk. I like having a strafe option. Now we're gonna have a look, which is my side to side yaw movement. We're gonna have a pitch, which is our up and down look movement. Listen to some SoundCloud in the background. Get some noise going. Okay, so we got a mouse Y. We want a mouse X. Yes, I'll try not to get too deep down the rabbit hole of my tunes. Okay. And then we want W and S for walking. And I don't think we're going to need to interact with anything, so this should give us enough. Actually, we will need to, so we'll want a test key, we'll call this, because that'll be what we set up stuff to. The test key is going to be E. Why not? Okay, let's open up our character. And just very simple movement. Get rid of all that. And we got our walk. Oh. Walk event. Same with strafe. If I could spell things nicely. Look. And pitch. Okay. And we're going to add movement input, boom, boom, and forward direction. Get actor forward vector. Okay. And we're gonna add movement again. And we're gonna get right vector, so get actor right vector. Pop that right there. Okay. We are going to add controller pitch and add yaw. Boom, like that. And then we need to get our class defaults. Yes, and use pitch. There we go. So rough and tumble, but we should have a character that we can drop out there and possess. Now we can look around, and my look is inverted, so I'm just gonna quickly fix that. Oh crap, what is our title? I am just gonna quickly restart this because the title's off. Okay, there we go. We're back, and title should be updated. There we go. Okay. So sorry for bumping anybody who was watching, but we just wanted to get a correct title so people can find stuff. So we've got that set up. We're going to head over to project settings, though, and invert our pitch. Just like that, -1. Okay. So the first question that I want to answer was from a dark entity on our Discord channel. And his question was regarding camera. So what do you want to do? And I'll just pull up the video real quick. I think this is what he's looking for. Yes. Okay. They're gonna pop this over here. So what a dark entity was looking for was a quick flick around camera. Okay, so that we can look behind us while running away from something scary. So we're going to open up our character here. We're going to add a camera at just about head height. Boop, camera. There we go. And we are going to get our test button. Test key. And on test key, we are going to do a timeline. Let's do it with a timeline. Timelines are cool. Okay, so we want to add a timeline. And we want a float, I guess. And we want to add a curve at 0, 0, or add a node at 0, 0. And we want to add a node to 1, 1. Okay. And compile, save, and close our timeline. Okay. So timeline 0. When we press, we're going to play from start. And when we release, we're going to reverse from end. Cool. Look at that. Almost like it was made perfectly for what we're doing. Okay. And then we're going to drive a rotator off the update pin here. So we want to get our camera. We want to get rotation. Get world rotation. And we want to get actor forward vector. Get world rotation, is that what we want to do? I think we just want to set the rotation. We don't even need to get it, because it's always how we've got it set up here. It's always going to be fixed. So we're going to get actor forward vector. We're going to get actor up vector. Okay. And on update, we are going to do a thing. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do things. Things are good. Okay. We want to do a R interp 2. Should give us a bit of easing, I believe. And we will, actually we do want this. We want to get world rotation. We'll plug in current. And then we're going to make a new world rotation from this. So we're going to get the forward vector, and we are going to multiply the forward vector by float, -1. And then we want a vector, and we want to put in select. right there. And we're going to select it off a Boolean. So if the Boolean is false, we'll use the inverse amount. If the Boolean is true, we will use the other thing. Just like that, okay? I think this makes sense. So basically what we're doing is getting the forward vector, so which direction the character is looking, and selecting whether to look forward or look back. I think I actually want those reversed. Yeah. I think that's how I want it. If it's true, look backwards, yes. And we'll have key press true, key press false. Okay. And then up vector. And what we want to do is we want to make rot from X and Z. Or Z and X, because we want to, so make rot Z and X. Z will remain fixed, X may change slightly, yes. So you're going to put in Z, and we're going to put in X. So Z being our up vector, X being our lower vector. I'm going to straighten that. And then we are going to do that. Put that in our target. And then we are going to set world rotation on update to this rotation we have being run for us here. I'm going to straighten that, and we're going to straighten that. Sure. Look how nice and pretty that looks. Okay. And then we want to have a bool that we set. So we're going to make a new variable. And we want this as look back is the name of our variable. It's a Boolean. We're going to set look back to true. And then play from start. Copy paste. And set it to false and play or reverse from end. Okay. Actually, no. When we release, we just want to reverse. We don't want to reverse from end. Because this way, if we're partially looking back, it will come back from where we're currently looking. Otherwise, if we just look back partially, we'd snap from the other end. Yeah. I don't want an R interp. I want a R lerp. So lerp rotator. And some of you may be asking, hey, what's the difference? So an R interp is going to run off time. And it is going to have nice smoothing effects on it. Great. What this is going to do for us is let us run off of here and set the alpha value. In which case, we don't even need this setup, I don't think. They're just going to pull that down as if it's depreciated. Plug that in there. We may not need these at all then, but we'll get look back, which I could have just pulled from the sidebar. We may use this later. Okay, but what we're doing is when we press R key, we're going to play the timeline. Actually, we should just play and just reverse. We shouldn't do the play from start. because otherwise we'll run into the same thing. Okay. But let's give that a try. This should have it look behind us, which we want. We still want to do that then. We still want to multiply it by 1, or -1. And then we've got that plugged in there, plugged in there. We're going to get rid of the R interp. And we then want to... Ooh, this is going to be the issue. We can't get current location, because then every time it updates, we're going to get the current... Yeah, that's not going to work. So we need to do that first, and we need to save that. So we're going to promote that to variable, and we're going to call this camRot. And we want to set that to a variable back here. Boom. Boom. And copy paste. So we're just going to get rid of these for a minute and replace them with our camera rotation. Just like that. And then we want to reverse. Now we want to have that come in there. And we'll pop that down there. And we'll straighten this off. And we'll do something like this and move this down so it's more readable. And we'll just straighten that connection to the reroute node. Boop. Like that. Okay. And then we want to get camRot and plug it in there. That, I think, is what we actually want to do. We get some nice spaghetti going on here. We're going to get rid of this bit. We can always put that back. I think that's the way we want to do it. But let's give it a test. So what this should do is when we press, we get the current camera rotation. And do I want to do that, or do I just want to... You know what? I don't want to do that, because this adds too many variables. Wow, I'm jumping all over the damn place. Let's forget all of this. Kind of, sort of. So what we want to do is camera, because we're not moving the camera, we want to just make a rotator. Perfect. So we want 0, 0, 0. And then we want 179. And the reason why we want 179, I'm going to click shortest path here, is because that will make sure we always rotate the same way. If we put in 180, we may look left, we may look right. Which wouldn't be too bad either, but this way we're setting it up like this, and this way we can actually get rid of all that and make this way simpler. So we're just going to do a play, and we're going to do a reverse. Okay. And we can put that right back in there. Boom. Move that down. Straighten that off. Bring it closer. Look at how simple that is. And this should let us look backwards over our shoulder kind of idea. On test. So if we're... Oh, we want to play a new editor window. So if I hit E, looks behind me, looks back, looks behind me, looks... Oh, and then part way, yes. Perfect. And what we can do with this is if we want to make that shorter, so right now it takes a full second, what if we made this 0.5 seconds? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. And then, boom, back and back, back and back, 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 back. There we go. So running around. Is anything behind us? Oh crap, I ran off the edge. Or we make this to like 0.25. And let's make our test area just a little bit larger. Okay, I said a little bit larger, not massive. Okay, there we go. So now if we play and we're running around, we go like, ah, what's behind me? Ah, ah. Oh no, I'm gonna die. Whoa. What is happening here? I am still setting world rotation because I'm an imbecile. So instead of setting world rotation, we now want to set local relative rotation. Duh. Okay. Okay, a dark entity. Here is the answer to your question. How to make it a camera to look over your shoulder. Super simply. Like, really, really raw. You could do this by, again, saving the current rotation and doing it in Terp 2, which is going to give you a smoother transition, whereas this is just a direct. That being said, though, in our timeline, we could, how do we make it a smooth curve? So if I do this, and then I click here, and I select both of them, I should be able to, see, there's supposed to be like a nice thing that like auto curves it. We want a zoom to fit, zoom to fit. Cause like there is the option to use an outside curve, in which I know then you can like make this nice and smooth. But let's say I wanted to add a key here and bring that like that, and add a key here and bring that like that, so that we get kind of like a slower and then ramps up and then slows down. And there is a way, or at least there used to be a way to, there we go. If I select all these, then I right click and I do auto. Look at that, we now have a nice curve between all these. So I have to right click the nodes. And look, we now got this nice curve thing. And then if we play, we should get an ease in, ease out. See, just like boom. I don't know why it's hanging there. Like if you go all the way back and then you release, it hangs for a bit. So what we need to do, I think, is when we finish, we need to stop it. Or do I need to like set this to last thing or something? Oh, right there, length. Length is 5 seconds. We want length to be the length of our thing. So we want 0.25 length. That is my problem with why it's continuing to. So now we hit E. Now it's immediate. And you can exaggerate this curve a bit more. Like if we want to like start really quick and then slow down in between. And we save that and we play. So now it's like, whoa, what's going on? Whoa, that is, oh, because I'm not looking at the horizon. And then like, look behind us. Oh no, something's chasing me. Oh no, we're all gonna die. Oh no. So there we go. That is how, and I'm just gonna adjust this curve again. boop, 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 boop. Maybe like have it ease faster or something like that. And then that way, yeah, I like the feel of that one. So that way you can adjust how quickly they reach that point. And that is a super simple way to do a looking over your shoulder with some ease in, ease out, without spamming tick, and just directly adjust or manipulate your camera. So great if you're doing like an FPS game. If you're doing something where you're modeling the character's full body, hey, just make it an animation. Okay, and then you can play that animation whenever you want. Okay, so we've got that. Now, let's talk about making an item snap to another item. So we're going to need to do some things. We are going to need, let's do a key that you fit in a lock, okay? So we're going to do a new blueprint class, a new actor. We're going to call this lock. And we're going to get a cube. And then we're going to get a sphere. Nope, not a sphere. We're going to add a cylinder. And we're going to rotate that cylinder on the y-axis by 90. I stretched it because I'm an idiot. So we're going to rotate it 90. We are going to stretch it. We aren't going to stretch it. We're going to just move it back a bit, actually. We don't want to move the box. We want to move this back. And then we want to scale it to like 0.8, so it's just within there. Okay, so there is like our deadbolt block. Okay. Now we're gonna bring that out into the world. And we'll make it smaller in the world later. And then we're going to add a blueprint class, an actor. We are going to make a key. And our key is also going to be super simple. So our key is going to be a cube. We're going to scale it like way down. Oop. Oop. And scale it like that. And then we'll get another cube. And then we're going to move it back some. And then we're going to scale it like that. There we go. Nice little key. Perfect. And there is our key. Look at that. And the key goes in the lock and it goes cluck clunk. Just like that. But what we want to do is when we pick up a key, it kind of like aligns itself to the lock. So this cube is not going to be the parent because that's dumb. We want to make this bit the parent. There we go. And we're going to call that key. And it didn't change for me. There we go. It's called key now. Yay. We're going to compile and save. And then on key, we want to simulate physics. And then we want to move key forward just beyond its origin, because we want to kind of dangle around the origin. And then we want to come in here. So when we begin playing on key, we are going to make a physics constraint component. So we want to physics constraint, add physics constraint component. Perfect. Now we want to make a transform, make And we're going to set everything to 0. All right? Because we want it to be zeroed out. Or we could get actor transform. It's relative, so no, we want to just make the transform. Then off that, we want to set constrain. Maybe I put S in there. Where is it? Set constrain components. Perfect. We're gonna get the default scene root. Not a primitive component. It is a primitive component. So we're gonna do cast to primitive component, and then we are going to make that a pure cast because it's always going to be true, and that is constraint object 1. This music I'm listening to is like way too slow and civil. And then we want to do the same thing with key. So we're going to copy that, paste it, boom, right there, put our key in it, and put that to component 2. Okay, perfect. So now our key should dangle from there if we play. Look at that! It's a dangling! Woo! And then if we run into it, oh, and if I hit, I didn't set up my input correctly, so we're going to edit project settings, and I'm going to set up my walking input correctly because I didn't do a -1 on S. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we now have a dangling key. What are we doing with our dangling key? So our lock, we are going to compile, save. We want to do something on the lock. Do you want to do anything on the lock? Maybe. Or do we want to do it on the key? No, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do it on the key. So this can be done on either or. It's probably cleaner to do it on the lock, honestly. But it is, since we're just showing off how to do it very quickly, it doesn't really matter. So we want to go and add another component here. We want to do a collision. We want to do a box capsule sphere box collision. There we go. Okay, and what we want is straight out in front of our key. So we want like any area that the key could fit in. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so it fits the key, and if like we get close to where we might like start fitting the key, then it's going to start interacting. Okay, and we're going to get our box, and not that way. We want to click our box, we're going to scroll all the way down, and we want on component begin overlap, just like that. The other actor, we want to cast to lock. So is the other thing a lock? Yeah, sure, it's a lock. Okay. If it's a lock, we want to get actor location. Okay. Then we want to copy get actor location, because we're going to get our own location. We want to do a look at, find look at rotation. Perfect. And we're going to start from our spot, and we're going to look at the target. Cool. Just like that. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. Then from that rotation, we are going to get forward vector. And then we're going to start forcing things around. Yes, we're going to grab our key. We're going to apply force. No, we want to add force, I think. Add force. Perfect. And our force is going to be multiplied. Vector multiplied by... I need to turn back on my context menu. There we go. Float. We're going to make this like 500 and tell it to, or 5,000, tell it to do an acceleration change. And then we need to make that happen over and over and over again. So we will do something. We could make a gate here, which would work. It would. We could also do a timer and do off update, or a timeline, I should say. I could set a timer by function. Yep, that is very doable. And hello, metric 0. And then I'll just call a call an event to trigger this and pass in this value, and then I have to save it as a variable, which is completely doable. So let's do it that way. So we will do an set timer by event, and we are going to call this we're going to do a custom event here, and we are going to call this come on, what am I looking for? I'm just going to rename it up here. My brain is not working right now. So we are going to call this force tick. That's what we're going to call it, because it's a tick for the force, and we're just going to plug that in there. We're going to promote this to variable. Promote to variable, and we're going to call this force timer. There we go. Because then we can invalidate it later, so it doesn't just keep going. And we're going to loop it. We're going to keep force tick down here. And we are going to promote this to a variable, and we want to get this lock target. And then we're going to move all this down there. Okay. Boop, 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 down there. And we want to get lock target. We want to do an is valid, not with a Boolean return. We want a is valid like this. But yeah, I didn't think of a timer right away, mainly because usually timers I am setting up at begin play for any time I use a timer, because I'm using it for an ongoing tick. But this one here, we'll have do like 10 times a second, 100 times a second, I guess. No, let's do it as a 0.1, 10 times a second. 0.02, there we go. We'll just do it that way. And then we are going to loop this. Yay, loop this. And if it is not valid, we are going to get force timer and something about invalidating it. Clear and invalidate timer by handle. So if our lock target is not true, we are going to destroy this timer. However, if it is true, we're going to do all this fun stuff instead. We're going to plug that in there. Sorry, I'm not typically this erratic. At least not in the Unreal Engine streams. Typically when I'm playing a game, I am this erratic. But right now, I had a long day at work, and I had to stay late, and blah blah blah, and stuff and things, and then my brain's not working, and I was having a hypoglycemic attack on my way home, so I had to eat something quick, and now I've got too much sugar in my system, and I'm going like woobla woobla woobla. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna plug that right there. Boom. And we've got our force, which we'll soon find out whether that is a reasonable or a ridiculous number. I hate dealing with physics. Like, I shouldn't say that. I like dealing with physics. Physics are super fun to play with. However, you have to work with such ridiculous numbers, it becomes a little bit insane. Okay. We're just going to move that up like that. Perfect. So, if we come close to a lock, we're going to save the target, and we're going to start a timer. And the timer's going to loop every 0.02 seconds. And then it's going to say, hey, is there a lock out there? And it's going to be like, hell yeah, there's a lock out there. It's going to get the location of the lock and do things and add force to kind of like push it in that direction. If there is not a lock out there, it's going to be like, hey, there's no lock out here, and stop the timer. I think that's a simple enough solution. I'm going to compile, save, and I'm going to have to go find the guy's email who emailed me this question like a month ago. So sorry it's taking me so long to get there. Is already stuck. Can I plug that straight in? I can plug key right in, and we don't need to cast to, but for some reason, the scene route, we do need to cast to. Okay. And then, you know what? We are going to replace the scene route with a sphere. A sphere, maybe? Yeah, and we're just gonna move it. I don't want to make it the route. No, I just want it to be viewable as the route. That's all I want. I'm gonna do that like 0.5, 0.3, 0.3, and 0.3. So this way we've got something to target and hold on to. Okay? Just as a test, you know? Okay. So then, woo, it's jiggling. Except for if we get close and the default scene route goes away, and then it's not jiggly. Jiggly, jiggly. Anywho, hello Metric Zero, how are you doing? Thank you for posting the comment that has put me on possibly a correct path. Well, not correct, because we can do this so many different ways. But, a quick path for this. Okay, and then we are going to detach our thing we already solved for looking over our shoulder. We're going to break link, and we're just going to quickly comment this. See, look over shoulder. Yes, it does look like there's Zed fighting. And then when we do this, we are going to get actor location. Then get, actually we're going to get world location of camera. We are going to get forward vector of camera. We are going to multiply that by 100 units to be a meter out in front of us. Then we're going to add two vectors together. And then we're going to do a line trace by channel. I'm just gonna move this back over here. So what we're doing is just a simple pickup system so that when we press the button, we can pick up that key. So we're going to plug that in end. We're going to plug that in start. We are going to do a branch to see if we hit anything. And then we are going to break our hit results. From there, we want to get our hit actor. We want to cast to key, because right now we're only going to be picking up the key. Again, we're not making anything super important right now. We are building very quick systems to demo examples of how someone can solve specific problems. Okay? So we don't want to cast to this. We'd want to check if the actor used an interface or cast to a subclass so that we can interact with multiple things or something along that line if we're doing a proper pickup system. But in this case, we are just seeing if it's a key out there. That's all we can ever pick up. If it is a key, we are going to attach to actor and target is that, parent actor is self, and we will keep the world values. And we want to draw a line. If we go here now, we should be able to like shoot lasers from our face. Pew! Pew, 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 pew. There we go, we're shooting lasers from our face. With our face lasers, let's go pick up a key. Actually, we're going to pick it up from over here. Pew. Did that pick it up? No. Pew. Face laser? No. Pew. Face laser? Oh, come on. That is... Oh, I'm not close enough to face laser it. I should have made that a further thing. There we go. I have successfully face lasered. Well, that's unfortunate. So the key is supposed to be following us around. Attaches the root component of this actor to the supplied component. Attaches the root component of this actor. Yes, so it should attach the root. Which, if we go over to our key, the root here is supposed to be being the first component. We take this and we get constrained components. Is that not a constraint fours, constraint or That should be changing setting to the root. So if I grab the root, I should be pulling that around. What am I missing? Anyway, on our character, we're going to make our thing longer. Like, it could be a bug to attach actor, because I am having an issue in one of my personal projects for detaching. Detaching doesn't work in 420 or 419. Location rule. You know what? Let's see if we tell it to keep world. Or keep relative. Let's see if keep relative works. If I tell it to snap to, it's going to jump right into my character's origin, and then there's going to be major conflictions with the physics as the key tries to become part of me. Actually, if I hit the key, and if I actually use the... There we go. No? What? Well, like, the ball is, like, way over top of me now. Where's the ball? Oh, I won't ever see the ball because it's, like, on top of my head. Okay, let's just snap to target. I'm sure this is gonna explode and send our character flying. But let's find out. We're gonna go boom. Yep. What did I tell you? I've got no control now and I'm being thrown backwards because I have a ball in my chest. That's what happens when you just instantaneously grow an extra ball. Okay, so if we keep the world location, which is what I want, but what if we do not weld simulated bodies? And if we don't weld simulated bodies, we're going to wait for... Okay, whatever, it swings. We're going to go boom. Nope, still. You pain in the anus. See, it's trying to work, though. Like, it's getting the location there, and it's adding force to move that towards the lock. Well, like, there's no reason for it to be grabbing the sphere. Because the sphere isn't the root. Like, it should be grabbing the root. Oh. Constraint components are screwed up. Okay? Constraint actors work beautifully. Constraint components... Absolute ever-loving pain in frickin' arse. So we're going to manually attach our component. And then we're going to attach to component. And we want our target to be that. And our parent to be our scene component. And then this one here, we're going to snap to that, and boop, and boop, and now we're manually attaching our physics constraint to our scene root. Because our physics constraint is not following us around. For whatever frickin' reason, it's being the retard. And it's still being retarded. I'm gonna boop you with your own ball until you die, you stupid key. Angry boops. Anywho. So, like, we're setting our constrained components. And, like, we're grabbing the root because we're grabbing, like, with attached to actor, we are grabbing the root of the actor. So we're grabbing the root, which also has the sphere follow us along, but the the physics constraint component is not actually attaching to the root. Set attach. Set auto attach. Oh, that's cable component. So let's not manually attach, because it should just be like, okay, attaching to the actor. Physics constraint component. What can we do? Linear tolerance, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. Swinging motion, twisting motion. Angular position target. The other thing we could be doing is like setting the position target to make it align. No, what if we just... Okay, so if we use something else as the... So we're going to make a new scene component, and we're going to make that scene component our root. Okay? And then instead of making a constraint component, we're going to do it in here. We're going to do a new constraint, physics constraint, so you can stop sucking my taint, you stupid constraint. See? We're rhyming now. That's how far gone we are. And we're not going to do any of this dynamic stuff because it is AIDS. And we're going to have the scene component connect to the key component with no bones. And then we want twisty motion to be limited. Actually locked, twist, it shouldn't twist, it should only swing. It can swing freely though. And that should hopefully be it. So the new component is working. But if we take it away, okay, let's make our box collision visible in game. Box collision is now visible in game, so we'll know if we're grabbing the root because the box will also follow us around, not just the sphere. So if we come over here and we get this and we boom, look at that, we've got a box and everything. And if we come over here to the lock, like that's working. It's like snapping in that direction. And then we'd set it up like if we walked closer, it would like lock into each other. It's like, that's exactly what it should be doing. We could do something to like, as it gets closer, limit the force so it's not getting bouncy like this. Or hell, we could even come over here and like, instead of 5,000, let's make that 3,000 and it should bounce around less if it still works at all. But yeah, for whatever reason, constraint component just like being an absolute anus right now. And once it stops being an ass, there we go. It's still spinning around a bit, but yeah, you get the idea. With a bit of tuning, that is how you can make something like line up to. So what the guy was asking for was if you had, say, like a bolt that you wanted to put in a hole, well, this here will let your bolt kind of be pulled towards the hole and then you can snake it in there. Okay? What if we just get... No, because if we get rid of the sphere, that doesn't... Because we're still connecting to the scene and we're grabbing everything. But the physics component, or physics constraint... you know what? Almighty Google save us. We are going to do a UE4 physics constraint component. Constraint component not attached to root. It could be because we're like attaching. So like the attach is a nice easy way to do that, but like we could set its location and maybe that would change things. let's just try that for a minute, okay? We will do a thing like this. Okay, so we're going to get this. We're going to go down here. We're going to do that, and we're going to set... we're going to do custom event. We're going to set actor location, or set key location. Do you have any other ideas out there, metric 0? No, is that something I have to respond to? I don't care if there's updates available right now. I'm in the middle of a damn stream, Googles. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. And then instead of doing this, we're going to promote key to a variable. And we're going to do timer by event. We could be doing functions, but I like events because then we can plug it all in nice. Whereas functions, you have to use the name of the function and spell it right and set up functions, and it for just rapid prototyping, which is kind of my go-to thing, it's a little slower. Okay, so we're going to get the world location. Going to get the forward vector. We are going to add 20 to the forward vector, or multiply the forward vector by 50. And then we are going to, yeah, just have it right in front of the character, maybe. Yeah, we'll have it right in front of the character. We are then going to get key, set, so we can get world rotation. We will set world rotation. Oh, I don't want to. I want set actor location rotation. Set actor rot to the world rotation of our camera, and then I want to set actor location. Ooh. Oh, location and location and rotation in one node. I forgot about that. So we'll go set location, set rotation. Perfect. Yeah, it's a weird one, eh? Okay, so now instead of attaching to our actor, we are going to, every 0.1 seconds, looping, just update its location. So this way we should not be playing with any... Oh, the physics will be jerky as hell. So see? That's working fine. But still... Oh, I've got an issue moving forwards because it's like literally inside my face now, and I'm running into an issue with basically walking into it. So if I set this to like 80, that should be less of a problem. But still, the physics constraint actor, or physics constraint component, is staying in world location instead of staying in relative location. And I really don't want to have to update its location every frame. Oh, well, that would be why that's all screwed up, is if I do that. But we have that being set up in here. We've got scene and we've got key, and like keys working fine. So we want UE4 physics constraint component not following root. Okay. Let's see if anybody else out there is having troubles. Okay, that's just setting stuff up and like it's setting it up at runtime. This can be specified when using actors constrain only a specific component and not the actor root. Okay. When a physics constraint is placed in the level editor, you must specify actors. So what if I don't set the first constraint issue? Or don't set the first constraint, So if I just go like, boom. The first constraint is none. Will it just fall to the ground? No, it's still being constrained to root. And it's still having the same freaking issue. Have I tried the physics constraint to the sphere? No, because that would be a valid debugging solution metric. And my brain is stupid right now. Thank you for the suggestion. So if we do it to sphere, instead of to a scene component, it shouldn't make a difference. But it does. Because Unreal Engine is an anus. Okay, so if we come over here now, then it's gonna like whoop, bloop, whoop, bloop, bloop, and then boop, we put our key in the lock. Be like, ha, bloop, key in the lock, bloop, bloop. Why does it? But like something like that should throw an error. Like if for whatever reason that's just not gonna work, tell me. Okay, so if we do it dynamically now, and we take the sphere and we plug it in here, and then we get rid of that bit and we plug this in, and we delete this constraint. Okay, so our key is swinging around, but then when we get close, it should be like, hey, I want to be in that. Look at that, perfect. It's trying to be like all right in there, boom. Okay, so that's how you can make something like snap to an area, and Okay, I need some faster music too. Like some really beautiful stuff going on here. Holy crap, how many violin things are in my stupid SoundCloud feed right now? Oh, it's all the Creative Commons music. No, we're just gonna go to the Nightcore channel and play some Nightcore. I don't care what you guys think about me. I'm listening to Nightcore. Okay, Oh, that was physically painful. Stupid constraint thing. Okay, so next issue that I am going to talk to people about is I have to log into my email, so nobody look at my other screen that's off stream right now. Haha! Come on. Load faster. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna head over to the answer hub. Okay, so I'm trying to run some code in a construct script of a blueprint that manipulates all the actors attached to it. Wait, what? Nope, this was me. This is not the thing I'm looking for. What is this even? Okay, that is not what I'm looking for. Seriously, I can't even close this now? Okay, so I'm gonna delete that. Damn it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to just head over to Answer Hub. Physics are quite often physically painful, yes. So if I head over to my thingy. I don't want my questions. Okay, here we have. Trying to have it so that on the event begin play for a character class, it loads variable from a save file on the player controller. And then he's loading all these variables. Then after that, it calls a custom event that runs on the server. That event calls a bunch of custom events that are multicast, set different materials and morph targets. So basically they're trying to do a body slider character setup and load it from the client's computer. Okay, so the clients have the host's appearance, but the host is appearing blank. Okay. And then yeah, they actually called me out to help. Okay, so after you load your save file, instead of passing all the variables, make a variable for the save object and pass that. Then on player login or begin play, get all objects of class, and run your functions. Okay, perfect. So this is what I wanted to do. So, so we're gonna set up a save system. Yay! So we need a blueprint class. We're gonna do a game instance, and we're gonna call this GI server saver, whatever. GI stream, because I don't want to come up with names right now. Okay. And then we need a save thingy. So we want to get a save game. And we're going to call this save underscore local player. We're going to need a player controller. We're going to call this PC underscore local load. Okay, because we're trying to load the local save of the thing, right? Yeah. Okay. And then we need a game mode. Okay, so we want a game mode. And we're going to go for a game mode base. And we're just going to call it GM stream. Or host load. There we go. Okay. So, GI stream. Let's open that up. So, event, construct. No, what events do I have? I've got not construct, I have initiate. Perfect, that's what I want. So when the game instance initiates, we're going to see if we have a save. So we're going to, does save game exist? And we want to promote this to variable save name so that we can change it later. Hello, kitty cat. Ooh, scary cat. And then we're going to branch. Okay. Then, after we branch off this, if it is true, we are going to load game from slot. If it is false, we are going to create a save game object. So we're going to do that. We're going to get save name. Boop. Straighten. There we go. And then we're going to choose save local player. And we are going to save game to slot. And plug that there and plug that there. Something like that. We can actually straighten that off there. And does that make it any more or less readable? Whatever. We're just going to do it that way. And then we want to promote to variable. Actually, we want to cast to save game local. And then we want to promote to variable save game. Or let's not call that, let's call it local save. Local save. Perfect. We're going to do that. And we're going to copy paste and do that for default values. Okay. So when we start a game, we are going to, on the game instance, check if a save game exists. If it does exist, we're going to load it and save a reference to it. If it does not exist, we are going to create it and then get a reference to it. We're going to compile and save that. And we have a variable that we can get rid of here. Cool. So we got local save, we got save game name. That's all we need. Now, in our player controller. Hey, a dark entity! So if you go back to the beginning of the stream, I screw up your problem like 4 times before we get it right in a way I want to do it with a timeline. And it's like super simple. Actually, do you want to see it? Do you want to see the answer to your stuff? Do you, boy? Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Go get the stick. Sorry. I'm a little crazy right now. So we're just going to get a button press. So let's say X. And when X is pressed, we're going to play. And when X is released, we're going to reverse. So, a dark entity, this here is your look over shoulder setup. That is it. A timeline, 2 rotators, a lerp, and relative rotation. And what we're doing, or the effect we get is, if we hit X, look behind me, it's scary, something's there. Actually, if we come over here and we get that behind us, hello key, you're still wiggling. Yep, you're still there. Haha, looking over the shoulder is fun. Woo, woo, woo. Yeah, Anywho, and then in our timeline, we've just got the length of the animation, a curve in and out to the position going from 0 to 1 value. That is all. It is super simple. If you watch the beginning of the stream, 15-20 minutes into the stream, I actually go through creating that. But right now, we're doing server loading. So we've got a save game being created. Now on our player controller, we want to set up some events. So we want to get an event that is going to play locally. So we're going to do a custom event. We are going to call this request save. Okay. And this is going to run on the owning client. And we're going to make it reliable. It's always going to happen. Okay, so when this is triggered, and we're going to trigger it from the game mode in a moment, it is going to ask the player controller to get their save. Okay, and the player controller is going to go away, do its own little thing, get it saved completely on its own end. Okay, so this is not happening on the server. And we are going to get game instance, and then we are going to cast to GI stream. We are going to get local save, and then we are going to do a custom event, and our other custom event is going to be called upload save, because this is actually sending the save to the server. And we want to do something here. I'm just going to promote this to a variable, because then I can do that to make the pin I want, and then get rid of it. And then I can delete that new variable, and we are going to upload save. So we're just getting our save information and then sending it. And then upload save is going to be a run on server. So we're sending our information to the server. Okay. Now we're going to rename that to save. There we go. And then upload save. Once we got that, we are going to promote to variable. And we're going to call this server save copy. Okay. Is this what I want to do? Kind of. I need to do a run on server there. And then we're going to do this here local save. We are going to promote to variable and have it as local save on our player controller as well. The reason we're doing this is so that we don't have to bounce information up and bounce it back down. Okay, so we're going to upload a save. We save a copy of our save on the server. And then we're going to do a custom event, apply save info. And that is going to be a multicast and also reliable. And we're going to do an apply save info. Okay, and then off here, we're going to do a has authority Cool. Do we have authority? And then we are going to do a switch off, or a select off this. And we are going to either select, if we're true, the server copy, or if we're false, the local copy. So that, and the only reason we're doing this is so that we didn't have to send our save information to the server and then send it back to the client. They've already saved their own copy. This is just for limiting bandwidth. Unreal Engine 3 dev kit. Oh, man. You know, I didn't even start playing with Unreal Engine until version 4. Because, like, as soon as it was, like, blueprints, hell yes. I am so... Because I was a Flash guy, right? Macromedia Flash, later Adobe Flash, ActionScript 2 and 3, that was my jam. And it was a ridiculous language to learn, and, like, after doing that, I was like, you know what? I don't want to type in any more code. Forget this. Visual code? Hell yeah, I'm in. Let's make video games. Or at least rapid prototype them. Because I haven't released anything. But anywho, now we're going to apply save. And then we are going to do whatever we want to do with this information. So we want to, then from here, what are we going to do? Well, let's get stuff from our save. So we will, in our save, say... have some variables. We'll get like hair length and what else do we want? Thigh thickness. The two very, very important things to have. Okay, and we want that to also be a float. Their default values are going to be 10. And a lot. There we go. So then, when we load, we choose which one to load, and we get hair length, get thigh thickness, and we're just going to like print string, oop, and print string, oop. And then if we do like a multiplayer thing, and I have to go do all my setup now. Okay, so now we actually have to go set stuff up. So we want... Where's my maps and modes? There we go. So game mode is going to be game mode host load. Game instance GI stream. Default pawn is going to be our character, which is char. Player controller PC, character char, player state, I'm not worried about. There we go. So now if we do like a 2-player, ooh, we are not loading anything yet because I haven't set up the game mode. So on our game mode host load, there we go. We want to do a function override. Yay! So functions, no. That's not what we're going to do. Don't want to rename you. I want to delete you. Goodbye. There we go. We want to override, and we want to override on post login. So a player has logged in and joined the game, and this is fired for everyone, and it gives you their player controller. So we're going to cast to PC local load, and we are going to request save. Okay. And then we should get 10 and whatever, a million. There we go. Client 10 and a million. Oh, stupid. We're going to make these last for like ever. There we go. Just ridiculous values. There we go. Client loaded theirs, server loaded theirs. See, we're happy now. They loaded their information for the game. And there's a player right in around here somewhere, yeah. But yeah, anywho. Yeah, decent physics, you can see. But anywho, that would work for try none, server save copy. Oh, right. We'd want to validate these. Is valid. Boop, there you go. Problem fixed. We should have no more errors. And we don't get zeros anymore. There we go. Perfect. See, and that is how you handle loading of player information from their local save onto a server or into a online game. Yay, now I just have to respond to that guy with a link to the time code of this video, which is somewhere around an hour and a half. Okay. So, we have done in an hour and a half, which I thought was going to take longer, the 3 questions I was planning on answering. So, we've got a dark entity, or Desenby, however you pronounce that, and we have metric 0. Do you guys have any questions? Or do we start, like, roaming the answer hub? Weighting AI paths. Ooh. So, let's get a nav area. And we want a nav mesh bounds. And we want to like zoom out and make this like 50, 50, 10. And we'll be like whoop and whoop. Actually, we're just going to set that to like 0, 0, 100. There we go. Look at that. We've got a nav area. And we are going to then, in this, somewhere in here, we want to visualize navigation. Right? No? Developer, no. Post-processing, no. Advanced. Where the hell did they move navigation to? Well, it's probably in the exact same place, but... P is the shortcut. There we go. Hey, look, we've got nav mesh. Okay, so... Say we wanted a... Let's grab a brush. Geometry, box. There we go. It's gonna be like, boom. Okay. So we've got a line here. And on one side of the line, we have spikes. Okay? Spikes, bad for the AI, right? We don't want them to go that way. Unless they absolutely have to. So, if we go back to nav, we can do a nav modifier volume. Okay, and we just want to like stretch that wherever we want it. Okay, so like he doesn't want to move in this area because there are spikes. And then it's somewhere in here that we get to like do stuff. Nav modifier volume, we want to There's something about waiting in here and blah, 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 and... Come on, where are you? I've done this before, I swear. Area class? Oh, right, you can, when it was first implemented, and I watched the tutorials for that, it was available here. But now you do a nav class. So you do a nav area. And we want to make this spikes. Okay. And then in our nav area, we can tell it it's a cost of 2. And is there a fixed entering cost? No. Like this would be if you want it like harder to enter, but then once they're in it, they can just pass through it. But you're trying to build a physics object that survivors can push to block doorways for zombies. I don't think that's so much modifying... Okay, so we're talking about 2 different things here. So this is waiting the path that the AI does not want to travel through this unless like the character's significantly closer. So like if we put a character or an AI here and the character's here, he's going to run around this way unless the character's like right here. Then he's going to like, you know what? Screw it. This is costless. Okay, so that would be the nav mesh areas. But that is not what you're wanting to do. So we want to just like get rid of the spikes area. We're going to get rid of the nav modifier volume. Because we don't need it. Wait, oh crap, no, I just did a bad thing. Crap, I just deleted everything. I did not look at what I was doing there. Crap. Control Z is not undoing my stupidity as I frantically mash it. Oh, man. Well, so what you could do, so, Metric Zero, do you have a mic set up on your computer? Because if you've got a mic, I'd invite you over to the Discord server so that we can talk this over back and forth. And just, like, join me on stream. Why not? Sound good to you? As long as you're fluent enough in English and your mic doesn't suck. Because otherwise, that's not going to help out at all. And we'll just continue with you typing. But let's see. What would we do with that? We would want... So you want to block a doorway with other objects. That's not what I want to delete at all. I want to delete my nav volumes because I'm not needing them. So what I'm thinking is an interface. So I'm going to remake my blueprints folder. Oh, I can't believe I'm... Oh no, I was just thinking like we could back and forth. So my question to you, Metric, is how are you currently handling zombie interaction? How are they opening the door? is it just an interface, like a ray trace interface? So like they can see there's a door and they open it? Or is it something else? Or is it all physics based? No, if you got a video, yeah, either post something on Answer Hub or shoot me a quick email at my username, blastertoad@gmail, or shoot something over into Discord so I can grab that video up. Because what I'm thinking is, so like you wanted it to be fit. I don't see why that would be a nav volume thing. Because like they're not deciding to take that route really. It's like if they, well, I guess they are kind of deciding. So how do you have them opening the door? Like, is it just a, or is it like you're just putting something in front of a doorway? Are they not actually interacting with any doors? I guess is the question. Just putting something in front of the doorway. Okay. So in that case, okay, let's load this up. Okay, so you got cubes walking through doorways. And then physics okay. Aim is to create a physics object that can block or slow down an enemy AI, but not prevent it from pathing to the character player. Essentially, the player would be able to push furniture in front of a doorway, block the AI. Trying to get the player would detect the furniture in their way, attack it, which would apply some movement or break the furniture apart. So let's try to make a obstacle. So we want an actor obstacle. I'm not spelling obstacle right, am I? Obstacle. Cal, not till. Whatever. So you're gonna obstacle. That still looks wrong. Tackle, not tickle. Okay. Sorry, spelling is not my strong suit, which is another reason why I got rid or walked away from doing written coding. So if we open up our obstacle blueprint, And we have a cube that is simulating physics. Okay, and then we're just going to quickly make a character again because I'm an idiot and deleted our character. I can't believe I did that. Now that was a whoops. Okay. So we want to walk. We want to event walk. We want to event strafe. We want to look. And we want to pitch. Okay. I love spitballing and just rapid prototyping. It's like boom, boom, boom. This is stuff I live for. Get actor forward vector. Get right vector. Add movement. Control C, Control V. Plug stuff in. I'm not even going to make it look pretty, even though it's going to bug the hell out of me. And then we're going to add pitch. Add yaw. And plug those in. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that out there. We are going to have a nav bounds 0, 0, 100, 50, 50, 10. Okay, and then our character we're gonna possess. Okay, and our obstacle we are gonna have up so that it falls in. Okay, and then we can push our obstacle around. Awesome. Boop, 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 boop. Not the most graceful implementation, but it will do. And we're gonna go back to single player. Okay, so let's go check out the Discord because we have. Oh, sorry, this is no, metric 0. And I have a great video just share for this. Dark Entities posting something. Okay, so pushing something into place, but this is an animation. This is not actually a physics object. So that wasn't really what we're, okay. Not really what we're looking for, but anywho, so we've got that. And you know, I am just going to, whoop, now we have a desk. And we want some geometry, so we're going to grab box, boom. We are going to make ourselves a room. So we're just doing a really, really quick room here. And we're going to go like this and something like that. Okay. And then we want this back here and we want that to be smaller so that we can actually block it. Okay. So the idea is we can come in here and we can push this desk up against here. Okay. No, like it's a dark entity. It does demonstrate. Oh, I didn't set up jump. It does demonstrate what he's looking for, but it doesn't mechanically work the same. Okay, so what we can do here is event begin play. We're going to do a timer by event. Now we're going to do a custom event, update nav. We're going to plug that in there. And we want to update, not update nav, update nav. How do we set up dynamic nav mesh? Can be generated, initial lifespan. UE4 update nav mesh. Okay. I don't want a video right now. Okay, so we want a return physics. There is something. Okay. Is it in project settings? We want nav. Nav mesh check. It's like recalculate. Nope. Rebuild. Full rebuild. Nav mesh. Can spawn. Force rebuild on load. Nope and nope. Not what I'm looking for. Project setting navigation. Runtime generation. Right. Runtime generation. Force geometry changing along with nav modifiers. Perfect. Observe path tick interval. Sure. Okay. So if we go in here, how do we view nav mesh when we're running a game? UE4 nav mesh terminal. Hello, is that somebody's Cole? Is that Cole? If we're out here and we hit P, no. Metric. What is the terminal command for navmesh? Is it like view? Is it like a draw? No. View nav mesh in game UE4. Show nav. Okay. Show navigation. I didn't actually do it, did I? There we go. So it is currently updating, and then as we push this along, it invalidates this, and as soon as we stop, our nav mesh has been updated. Okay, that is what we want. And then this here, we want to go to our cube and nav. Can ever affect navigation. We want to set to false. So now if we play our game and we do show navigation, navigation is still being drawn through it, okay? So it's not updating the nav, okay. Then we want to add a nav modifier. Let's see, file save. We have to set its value crap. Oh wait, no. Maybe? Is this what I'm looking for? Has to be set to something. Set value of, no. How do we do that? Because this is something I haven't done. It's like we've got nav modifier. It's in the details pane if you click on nav modifier. Now, so we've got the area class. But whether it replicates or not, we have that it will affect location. One component. Like there's the area class. Okay, we'll see you later, dark entity. Why am I not seeing it? Am I just missing something? So like we've got this failsafe extent. Actor doesn't have collision component, so it is getting the actor's collision, which will be our cube. So that is fine. That should work fine. And then we want to make a custom nav thingy. So we don't want to use obstacle because obstacle is like, no, it can't pass. So we want to do our own nav area. And we want this to be nav underscore blockage maybe. And we'll just set it to a default cost of 2. Actually, we'll set it to a default cost of 1.5, so it's just a little harder than regular, okay? Yeah, the collision is the, yeah. Because I'm dumb like that. Okay, so if we pop that in there, and then we do our show nav, it should draw that area as pink, I guess. Yes, because it's updating. If we were to take our cube and make it not visible when we're playing, so we make it hidden in game, we should have a pink area on the floor. No? No pink area on the floor? Okay, so I'm pushing it, I'm pushing it, I'm pushing it, I'm pushing it. We're stopped. Why is it not being pink? Because I'm an idiot. Right. We want this to be nav area blockage. And then, if we show nav, and we update the area, it's still not pink, you frickety frack. Okay, but what happens if I, like, take this down? Now it's pink. Okay. It is working. It's just not... It's functioning how it's supposed to. It's just not drawing the alternate colors in the non-editor. Okay. So that's harder. Okay. So now we want to duplicate this guy and we want to call him enemy. Okay. And we want to do a blackboard enemy BB. And we want to do a behavior tree. Enemy BT. Okay. So our blackboard, we want to just save. And we'll have a new key. Here's an object, which is our target. And there we go. Okay. And then we're going to get our enemy behavior tree, and we want to get our enemy blackboard and targets on there. Perfect. Why it always makes this self actor, I don't know, and it drives me off the wall. So we're just going to save that now. Okay. So on our root, we are going to have a new, we're going to come down here and have a selector. And in here, we're going to have a service. We're going to make a new service. Okay, and we are going to have this tick. So we want receive AI tick. So we get all that. We want to get player controller. We do not want to actually do this in a real game. Get player controller 0. It's bad. And then we want to get pawn. So we want to get controlled pawn. We want to set blackboard value as object. We want that. We want to promote this to a variable. We want to call this target key. And we want that to be a blackboard value. And compile, save, and we want that to be... That is what I want, right? Target key, and I want... Yes, that is what I want. Okay, so it's going to tick, and it's going to get target key. Okay. Then, so we're going to add a service. Stupid named service. Okay, so blackboard key, and we want... we need to make that visible. And then now target key is target. Okay, perfect. Then we want to have task, move to, we want add decorator, blackboard. So blackboard on value change, and it aborts itself. It's looking for target, moves to it should move to target. Why is it not giving me that option? So we're setting target. We're only doing this if target is set. And then we want to move to target. No, we're just going to save that. That's doing that. Yeah, why this is, we're just going to close all that and we're going to open this again. Move to, no, really? What are you doing? It's just, the reason it's bad is because it's hard-coded. That is all. It works fine. It is just bad coding standard. It is actually quicker than the good coding standard if you're making a single-player game, but there are very, very rare edge cases where you could be having a multi-controller thing going on where it's referencing the wrong controller just because of engine weirdness. Yeah, this I don't know. You know, we're just gonna go boom, move to, and then will it let us select target? No, because you're a pain in the ass. Like, it should let me move towards an object, right? Actor. There we go. We'll do that. Now, I had to set it as an actor. Okay, and now we'll add a decorator for a blackboard. And on result, or on value changed, and it destroys itself. Yeah. Okay. So it'll look for our character. Our enemy needs a body. We're gonna make a cube. We're going to just stretch our cube around. So we've got our zombie. Our cube, we want to have no collision. We're gonna add a secondary cube. Because I want to. What's this? Z. 0.1. There we go. We know that all good zombies have their arms out trying to catch the character. Argama zombie. Okay. And we want those set to no collision as well. Arg. Proper zombies need to be green, so we are going to do a new material. Matte underscore green. We are going to do a base color vector 3, and some like sickly brown green color. There we go. Perfect zombie color. Look at that. Almost like I intended things to be a certain way. Okay. So, if we pop some zombies on the board, they can get rid of that. Event, begin play. Something about behavior trees. Run behavior tree. And we want isn't there like a set blackboard or placed in world or spawned? It will get a AI. I thought I had to like AI controller, right? So we want to do an AI controller. AI underscore zombie. And on this, I think we need to do blackboard. No. Where is it that I need to choose its blackboard? Or am I thinking something else? Anywho, event begin play, run behavior tree. Okay, cool. Yes, I know there are shortcuts. Hello? Hello, guys. Why are you not trying to eat me? So we're just gonna hit that. Gonna go play, and they're not doing anything. That's right, right? No, I'm gonna open up another project just to double check. Because there's something I'm missing here, and AI I am new to. Very, very fresh. I've just been working on it on my last project. Okay, so where is my enemies? AI. Okay. That cannot be right. Because I opened up the wrong... I want my redo of that project, not my original of that project. Because why would I... Arg. Brain not functioning. Waiting for larger project to load. There we go. So we want AI. And we want our behavior tree. I have a sequence. And then a selector. Let's see if that might be all it is. So we'll run a sequence Plug that in there, and then run the selector. And we'll do print string found. They are not running the behavior tree. Print string load. Do they even get that far? No, they are not running it. So I am missing something. So AI controller, yes, does that. And everything looks fine there. Parent class AI controller, default nav, blah, 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 all that stuff. Placed in world, AI controller class. Because I am an idiot and keep forgetting to set variables. We need to make it an AI zombie. Oh, and now they come get me. Hello, guys. Yep. And now we need to make our obstacle visible again, because it might be nice to be able to see it. Okay. And then we will open up the back here. And then we'll place a you know what? Instead of running in here, we're just gonna go oop, right like that. That's pre-placed, and we're gonna stand inside. And then we're gonna make these walls a little bit thinner so it's easier to see outside and what's happening. Okay. And then let's rotate this around. So you can see, okay, are the zombies running straight for us? Yep. The zombies are running straight for us. There we go. Running away from zombies. Oh no, zombies. Because that is still the cheaper path. Let's see how expensive we need to make it so it's not the cheaper path. Because I don't know how to find out what the value is on the fly. So if we do nav blockage and we put that to 5. Okay, so our nav blockage is now 5. At 5, it is still cheaper. If our nav blockage is 20. Let's see. Nope, see? They're coming through the back door. Yep. So at 20, both of them thought it was cheaper to go through the back door. Yeah. So that seems to be working. And then what you could do here is, like, if you had, say, like, stackable items, you could, like, stack it on top of each other, and if it was on another class obstacle, it would add to, you know, that stuff. So let's see if we go into our enemy, we get their character movement, and we make them slow zombies, okay? Because slow zombies are the best zombies. You're going to make them 300 walk speed. No, 200 walk speed. They are very slow zombies. Well, I think that's slow-ish. Yeah, so they're much slower. So now, we move this out of the way. They're coming for me. But if I move this back into the way, come on. Nope, I was still close enough that that was the more economic path. Okay. So there's one. There's two. We're going to get them over here. Okay, this is they are very slow zombies. But I want to be able to easily outrun them back there so that we can get like a straight beeline. Okay, so I'm going to run and then I'm going to block the path. And it's going to dynamically update. And these guys are going to decide, hey, it's not worth our time to go through there. But if I get close, it's like, ha, it is worth your time. And then it's not worth your time. And then is it worth your time again? Hello? Where are you at? You're too slow. Are they like stuck on a corner or something? Nope, they came around there. So that is working. There is a physics object that does stuff. So does that answer the question metric? It may be if you're having issues. If you're just doing like the simple move to actor, the pathing on this is not the same. Okay? So if you're using this instead of using a blackboard and you're using AI move to, so you are using a behavior tree. You're using that. Or is it AI? Yeah, AI move to. I think there's some difference on this. Don't quote, like, I don't know how all this stuff works under the hood. Okay, I like playing with the blueprints because, like, it's nice top level stuff. But if you're using this and it's not working, well, I'm using it and it is. The other thing is this tells you once to move to a character, whereas this continues to fire and calculate to see if you can move to the character. Because this is a looping system where this is just, hey, move to that. And it, I think once it's calculated once, it's calculated once. You have a timer set up, so that should be a non-issue. Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe that node just calculates different than the blueprint tree. But on the, or behavior tree, I mean. On the behavior tree, like, it's, again, like, if we go right here, it's like, hey, they want to come get me. Now they don't. Now they do. Now they don't. Now they do. Now it's cheaper to go the other way around. And it's still cheaper to go the other way around. And if I stand in this corner, they come back to the desk. I don't know. Nope, they're still going to come around there. And we're going to... Oh! Haha, you got caught by a zombie. That's a fun little mechanic, though. I like that. Is it like a maze run where you're just trying to outrun them so you can put stuff in their way, or what's your idea? But anywho, so yeah, let's just go back through the behavior tree. So we made a blackboard, and the blackboard has one entry in it, a target. And then we made our behavior tree. We've done a sequence, and we've done a service. And our service just says, hey, when the AI ticks, set the Blackboard value to the player controller, or the controlled pawn. Okay. And then to get that all set up, we have to have an AI controller, which we have over here. And it does run behavior tree. And then actually on our enemy, we have to tell it what AI controller to use. Yeah. Any other questions? Because that was fun. I liked that. Liked it a lot. Force Gump? Maybe? No? Okay. Now I feel alone. Any more questions? Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, I never played with actually putting the nav mesh modifier on an actor before. I'll have to try that again. Okay, well, you head to bed. Since nobody else is watching and I got nobody else to ask, I'm gonna head to bed as well. Feel free to hit me up, Metric, if you join the Discord. There should be a link in the YouTube description. I believe it automatically gets put there. Or if you go to any of the other videos, the link will be there. And on our Discord, we have the Unreal Corner where you can ask questions. Okay, so feel free to hit me up there, and then either sometimes if it's something that really interests me, like something like this, I'll try to set up a screen share through Discord so we can work on the problem together. Otherwise, sometimes I'll just answer it in a video like this, or we'll play around on a stream. So if you feel like sticking around, subscribe. You're welcome to do that. And if you want to ask questions in the future, either shoot them through me a YouTube comment, or I try to read every comment, or get a hold of us on Discord. But yeah, that will be that. I am going to call it a night. Yeah, hope that helped. And if you got more questions, let me know. And that'll be bye for now.